This ball hit well into center field, sending Chas McCormick all the way back, and that will be a leadoff home run for Jonathan India.
How much longer did you watch after that? How much longer?
When it was 6-0.
6-0. Okay. Sean, how far did you get into last night's Houston Astros Cincinnati Reds game?
I think 6. I think 6.
You got to 6. Okay. I'll be honest. Look, we're in September. It's football season. I'm not even kidding. That pitch, I was out.
You're just like,
I was out. I was out. And I feel bad because I should have had a little bit of faith in Spencer Arrighetti, who's been pitching great of late. But things got worse. Things got worse. The Astros lost. Not the end of the world, but they lost 12-5 to the Cincinnati Reds, who they amazingly have not beaten since 2016.
Yeah, I just saw someone just posted the lineup from that day. Mike Fiers was the pitcher. Jake Marisnick was in left field. Correa, Springer, all out there.
They've won more World Series than games against the Reds since 2016. 2 times as many.
That's incredible.
It's a really random stat.
When you put it that way, like Jesper, like you said, like they've won more World Series than they've beaten the Reds. So you're like, wow, like that's improbable. I know they don't play a ton, but how? Because they've mostly been a bad team, like a very bad team. They're better this year, but like the Reds have been the bottom of the barrel for like years.
You only play them every year as of last year, so these things can happen, and eventually we will get to a point where, hey, the Astros have played enough teams over a set amount of years where a streak like this will not exist. But it is an interesting one. I'm going to say something about Spencer Arrighetti. I hope that he doesn't take it personal because I think that we all agree he has had a really fun season. It's been nice to see him bounce back, and it's been really impressive to see what he has done over the course of the last month. He's got a lot of potential. I am not giving him a playoff rotation rose. He is officially out. He is the first Astros starting pitcher I am officially ruling out of that rotation, Joe.
Interesting. So, because last month he had 3 starts where he had 12, 13, and 11 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
He was incredible in those starts. He was pretty good in his other ones against Baltimore and the White Sox. So, where he only had 5 and 6 strikeouts. So he was absolutely electric in all.
Yeah, he was.
That's why he won the Rookie of the Month and everything. Is it just that you see these big disaster outings and you just don't trust him?
He's a rookie.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, this is on the table. I'm not saying it's going to happen every single time, but we've seen this from him a couple of times this year. And I sensed watching that first inning back this morning that after that first pitch, his body language, the vibes, you can kind of understand how things unraveled the way that they did.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. I'm fine with this take. I'm good with Spencer Arrighetti being part of the bullpen in the playoffs if you want him to be. If he got left off the playoff roster, it wouldn't totally shock me.
Do you think they would do that with his strikeouts per 9? I don't know. I feel like you do want a guy who could strike people out in the playoffs, and it might be difficult for him coming in a bullpen kind of role.
And that's the question is do you feel comfortable with him coming in for the bullpen? If you do feel comfortable with him being a bullpen guy, like they're going to do with Blanco now, like they're going to do what they've done with Hunter Brown in the past or Christian Javier in the past, like this is a team that's tried multiple different guys in the bullpen versus the rotation. If they feel comfortable with Spencer Arrighetti coming out of the bullpen in a game, then I'm going to trust them at this point because it's kind of like the Kikuchi thing where they deserve the benefit of the doubt. But it wouldn't stun me if he's also just not on the playoff.
I'd be pretty stunned by that.
Really?
I'm thinking, well, who else would they put in? Who would they put in instead of him is more what I'm thinking. And off the top of my head, I can't think of somebody on the minor league roster that they would have on as a pitcher as opposed to him.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like we're going from a roster cut down in the
he could be more like
camp,
Urquidy in 2022 where he's like
something like that.
Yeah, he was barely used at all.
Right. And hey, look, I mean, if you need a long relief guy, you need a mop up guy. Okay, put him in there. See how he does. It'll be his first real playoff season. I like Arrighetti long term here. I just don't feel like he's going to be in the playoff rotation. Day One Donna says, "Oh, Blanco's back in the rotation, no longer kicked to the curb." No, he's out too. No, we're down to our 4. It's now a matter of like when you use him. It's Framber Valdez. It's Justin Verlander, probably not early on. It's Yusei Kikuchi, and then it's Hunter Brown. And I don't know the order yet, but I feel like over the course of the next month, we can have our own little reality TV show here where we give out roses for like it's The Bachelor or something like that. And we determine like who gets the number one rose. I think that's Fromber's by default.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't know. And in 3-man rotation, there is going to be somebody else that we're not going to be giving a rose. We're taking the other 3 to the honeymoon suite.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much just on board with this take. I want to find a way to push back, but we talked all about Justin Verlander this week and the struggles that he's had. But I think it really just comes down to who do you have more faith in that they're going to figure it out to be good in the playoffs. They don't have to be excellent or great in the playoffs, but do you want Justin Verlander to be good in the playoffs, or do you expect Spencer Arrighetti to be good in the playoffs? I'm going to bet on Justin Verlander every single time. Like, it's just, that's why you're right. Spencer Arrighetti is the odd man out in the rotation. Unless he somehow, like, if he bounces back in a big way and JV continues to struggle, there are a couple starts left but I can't imagine a world in where JV, because he's the 4th guy, is left off the rotation instead of Arrighetti.
Yeah, it's not. So look, it's not. This isn't. I don't think this is a brain buster of a take. I don't think it's even that good of one. I just think, hey, Spencer Arrighetti, that's on the table if he pitches in the postseason, and I don't think the offense is good enough to overcome that. Very few offenses are good enough to overcome a 9-run first inning. You know,
at one point they seemed like they might have a chance where I would just check the box score to see.
Oh, you kept on looking.
I
was completely out. I went to go watch the not very good TV show, The Rings of Power, the first 3 episodes of that.
Oh, for the second season?
Yeah. I can't help it. I like the Lord of the Rings universe.
I never watched the first season, so it was on my list of things to watch.
It's okay. I didn't like the twist at the end of season 1, but whatever. I'm still watching it.
Yeah, I kind of
I don't know what I'm doing.
I kind of keep my eye on it just because it's like, well, just in case they come back.
Galadriel's hot. What else do you want from me? So is the other girl that's the sister of Isildur.
I feel like 75% of the shows that Paul watches, he's like, yeah, they stink, but what else am I going to do?
Yeah, what you want me to watch baseball? Baseball in September?
Oh, that's funny. I got to season 8 of Game of Thrones, so I got to the final season.
Oh, you got through it all the way.
I got to episode 1.
Oh yeah, episode 1, episode 2. They teased you. They made it seem like something big's gonna happen.
But because I know what's happening, I am almost just like I've lost my motivation to finish it.
There were some moments. Unfortunately, the moment that could have been was entirely shot in the dark, and we have no idea what happened.
Yes,
HBO should definitely go back in under the hood and twist a few knobs make it look a little bit better. If it's gonna live on their service forever, just do a little bit of editing.
How about just brighter?
Yeah, I'm not saying change the quality of it or the storyline. I'm just make it easier to watch.